Hey guys, I'm really excited about today's video, almost more than any other project in my life ever. And that's because I just got my dream skate park built in our backyard. I was able to help design this thing. It's exactly what I wanted and it's so much fun. This project's been going on for the past 4 months or so and I just had to not talk about it, but now I can. So today's video is all about how this skate park came to exist, which is really crazy that it does exist. So this story actually begins with one of my favorite humans, Jackie G. I'm sure you all remember Jackie. I've made so many videos with her over the years and a bunch of them were filmed at her amazing backyard skate park. That place was seriously magical, but unfortunately a couple of years after it was built, Jackie decided to move out of that house. Because she was moving, she needed to get rid of the skate park, which by the way she had named the Ladies Auxiliary. So she contacted me and told me that if I was able to take apart and remove the skate park for her, in return she would let me keep all of the wood and materials. This was so kind because all of the materials here added up to be very expensive, and I realized that this could be a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to build a backyard skate park that I would otherwise never be able to afford. So I contacted one of my longtime friends, Kyle Smith. A little backstory on Kyle. He's actually the first friend that I ever made through skateboarding back when I started skating over 20 years ago. We met at Kaneohe Skate Park and we're always skating together. We both ended up riding for the same skate shop, 808 Skate, and Kyle actually grew up to be one of the best skaters in Hawaii. He currently owns his own skate ramp and skate park building business called Rad Ramps Hawaii. He's done some insane builds and he's actually the person who built Jackie's backyard skate park. He's seriously the best, so I hit him up and asked if I could hire him to build my backyard skate park. And lucky for me, he was super down, so we got started immediately. The first step was taking apart the Ladies Auxiliary. It was honestly really sad to have to do it, but we got started. I asked some of my close friends if they were able to help, and thankfully a bunch of them were happy to. I told them they'd all be invited to skate the new skate park as soon as it was built, and I'd throw a big barbecue party to thank all of them for helping. Every day someone different would help us out, and it took 3 full days of work to get everything dismantled. It was pretty hectic. Once that was finished, the next step was to get all of the materials transported from Jackie's house to ours. So for the first day, my amazing friend Brennan let us use one of his company's moving vehicles from his local business, Kapili Roofing and Painting. So we spent a full day packing up what we could fit, moving it across the island, and unpacking it all into my garage. However, that was only a little over half of it. So for the next day, I rented out a moving truck to finish transporting everything else. My friends helped me load everything up, and I drove it across the island again, where we finally finished unloading the rest of the materials into my garage. That already was a crazy experience just getting to this point, but in reality the building hadn't even started yet. Things were about to get crazy. Day 1, Kyle and I got started building. The first step was to start constructing the base of the entire skate park. Since my backyard is slanted, we would have to use cinder blocks and pillars to level the base as we went. Kyle's an expert at this stuff, so he took the lead and I just helped out with carrying materials and easier jobs like that while he put everything together. I was honestly really surprised by how much progress we had made in just the first day. It was wild. Day 2, I started off by preparing the skeleton for the addition of the first few obstacles. I sliced off a bunch of rogue screws that had broken off while Kyle started preparing the first quarter pipe. My idea for the skate park was to have 3 different sized quarter pipes, and this one would be the biggest of them all at 3 feet tall. Kyle measured out a nice transition, and we put together the skeleton of the quarter pipe with support beams. I really wanted to have a bank in the skate park as well, so we decided to put one right next to the first quarter pipe so that you could grind the coping of the quarter pipe straight out and land into the bank. On day 3, we continued to build out the rest of the base platform. So this was just a lot more moving, measuring, leveling, and connecting. We just worked on finishing the platform the entire time, and by the end of the day, we finally had a tangible scale of just how big the skate park was going to be. It was honestly hard to believe that this was actually happening. It was insane. On day 4, we started constructing a couple more obstacles. We started by working on one of the smaller quarter pipes, which I was really excited about. And after that, we started constructing perhaps the main feature of the skate park, the hip. Hips are one of my all-time favorite obstacles to skate, but they're a lot less common than quarter pipes and banks, so I thought it would be cool to have a skatable hip in my backyard. We wanted to make it pretty mellow so it wouldn't be too difficult to do tricks on, and wide enough so it felt like there was plenty of space to roll up at any angle and roll away without worrying about hitting anything. And we finished up the day by putting a bottom layer of wood on the bank. Day 5, we started building the final 2 obstacles that we had planned for the skate park, which were 2 different sized quarter pipes that would go along the back wall of the park. We realized the quarter pipe that we had made the previous day wasn't right, so we actually ditched that one entirely and built out 2 completely new ones that felt a lot better. The goal with these was to give the park some flow, feel self-contained, and set you up to be able to skate the other obstacles easily. I was also excited to be able to launch out from the small quarter pipe up into grinds on the bigger one. On day 6, we started installing the coping onto the quarter pipes. All of it was pretty standard, except I had requested that the coping be significantly inset on the smallest quarter pipe so that my wife would be able to skate it easily and try new tricks without the risk of getting hung up on the coping. This was going to be the Nana Zone. Once that was finished, we started installing the first few layers of plywood and then finally the top layer of skate light on top of that. The park was so close to finally being skatable. On day 7, we started connecting the ends of the skate park by filling in the flat bottom. This part was really time consuming, just measuring out all the wood and screwing everything in. It was a full day of measuring, cutting, and screwing. A lot. But by the end of the day, we finally had a skatable section of the park. We were so excited about it, and of course we had to test it out immediately.
First skating on this thing. Oh my god. Dude, that was crazy. Oh.
Day 8 was more of the same from the last day. We just kept filling in the skeleton, so it was a lot of measuring, cutting, and screwing. Measuring, cutting, and screwing. Basically, Kyle took care of all the measuring and cutting, and I just followed behind by screwing everything in. But at the end of the day, the park was looking almost complete. Day 9. Can you imagine what we did more of? At this point, it was really fun though, because every piece of skate light that we attached meant another finalized and skatable piece of the skate park. We finished up the hip, then the remaining quarter pipe, and started on the tops of the decks.
Oh my. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, with the board.
The park hadn't even been finished yet, and of course Kyle did the transfer that everyone was waiting for.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy.
It was crazy. And finally, day 10, the final day. My biggest concern was making sure that no skateboards were flying out of the park into the neighbors' houses, so we got some outdoor tarp things to set up as board blockers. Plus, they just looked really nice and added a finalized look to the whole place. Kyle also finished up the top decks of the quarter pipes and the hip. There was one last empty corner of the park, so I thought it would be a fun idea to make a grindable bench there to connect the hip and the small quarter pipe. It would be super awkward to skate, but those are my favorite kinds of obstacles anyway.
Damn!
And with that, the dream skate park was finally finished. I still can't believe that it's real, and I owe it all to my friends. I really want to thank you so much, Kyle, for all of your amazing work. I just had a few simple sketches of what I had in mind, and Kyle turned them into reality. If you have a dream skate park of your own, or even just want a fun new ramp, you need to hit up Kyle at Rad Ramps Hawaii. He's seriously just the best and can really build anything you can dream of. I also can't say just how thankful I am to Jackie for letting us keep all of her skate park materials. Without her kindness, none of this would have been possible at all. We love you so much, Jackie. And of course, thank you to all of my friends who came to help out with the moving and the building. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And yeah, we actually all celebrated together with a crazy barbecue and skate park opening, and I can't wait to show you all of that in the next YouTube video. Love you guys so much, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.